Sonia.
And Debbie, Tracy's
Debbie
mom, Debbie.
And Meg's Judd. And are there any others?
Judd's not a visitor. He's a new member, and he and Donna just got back from Iceland.
Oh, there you go. Cool. Excellent. Well, welcome. See there? I forgot. Iceland, that's cool. Okay, is there anyone that I can't see? You can put it in the chat. No? Okay, just so we can properly welcome you. So be welcome. And now, Laurel.
We light this chalice, symbol of Unitarian Universalism. May it remind us of the divine spark in all of creation, the power of love to heal what is broken, and to be grateful for life's blessings every day. Come, let us worship together. And every Sunday we in unison say our congregational affirmation. So please stay muted, but say with me the words that you see now on the screen. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its call. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. And now our opening song, Gathered Here, Spirit Draw Near.
Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit draw near. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, 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 Spirit draw near.
Our time for all ages this morning is called Hide and Seek with God. It's a story written by Marianne Moore. Once upon a time, God said, I'm bored because I don't have anything to do. I want to play with my friends. And because God is God, as soon as the words were spoken, God's friends were there. And when God saw them all gathered, God said, I've been bored because I haven't had anything to do. Let's play something. Good idea, said God's friends. What shall we play? God thought for a moment and then said, I know, let's play hide and seek. The friends all said, yay! They knew that hide and seek with God was always exciting and different because God was the one who hid, and God always thought of wonderful places to hide. So God's friends closed their eyes tight and counted to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And when they opened their eyes, God wasn't there anymore. So they all went off to look for God. One of the friends decided to look close on the earth and soon came to a meadow. As he was searching, He stopped to admire the tender new sprouts of green grass pushing their way up toward the sun. And as he bent over to look more closely at the tender green, he realized there was something special and amazing and wonderful about it. So he jumped up and ran back to home base, calling out, "I found God. God is green and growing. I found God in the grass." Another one of God's friends decided to look for God in the night. She watched the sun go down and heard the workaday noises stop and saw the lights in the house go out. As it got darker and the peaceful night wrapped itself around her, she listened very hard. And then she realized there was something special and amazing and wonderful about it. And when it was so still that she could see and hear nothing at all, she suddenly jumped up and ran to home base, calling out, "I found God. God is dark and peaceful. I found God in the night." A third friend looked on the earth and felt the mystery of the grass growing toward the sun. He stayed and watched the night come on, and he felt the mystery of the darkness and the stars. He thought to himself, these mysteries are special and amazing and wonderful. But when he finally came back to home base, he said, "I found wonderful mysteries, but I'm not sure if I want to call them God." A fourth friend decided to look for God where people were. He joined a group of people going home from work and went with them into the store where they bought food. He went with them back out on the street as they started for their homes. He was with them when someone came up and said, "Please, I'm very hungry. Could you share a little food with me?" And the people readily agreed. And as he watched them share, he realized there was something special and amazing and wonderful about those people. He turned around and ran to home base, calling out, "I found God. God is love and sharing. I found God in people who care for others." Finally, two more friends of God decided to look for God together. After a time, they came to a house and decided to look for God in the house. In the house, they saw a room, and they looked for God in the room. And in the room, they saw a mirror, and they looked for God in the mirror. As they looked into the mirror, they realized there was something special and amazing and wonderful being reflected in it. They turned around and ran to home base, calling out, "We found God. We found God in us." At this, God appeared again and said, "I had so much fun. Weren't those good hiding places? Some of you found me, others weren't sure, and others are still looking. That's okay, because the most important thing is just to play the game. Let's do it again. I'm sure I can think of some other good hiding places." And they all called out, "Ollie, ollie, oxen, free, 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 ollie, ollie, oxen." And the game started all over again. The end.
Yay. Now is the time in our service where we celebrate personal joys and support one another in our personal concerns. Please put your name in the chat and we'll call upon you to unmute and share, or just share in the chat. But first, is anyone celebrating a birthday or anniversary this week? If so, put up your hand or put it in the chat. Shirley Rawson loves the story. Me too. Okay, Tracy, would you like to share? You can unmute.
Well, first, I love the story, but I wanted to share a concern. My sister's boyfriend's brother, so a long list of relations there, was in a very bad car accident. And last I heard, he was undergoing surgery to relieve pressure on his brain. So if everyone can just send healing energy for Kenny Dean, I would appreciate that.
For sure. And every time anyone shares with us, we will respond by saying, we hear you, we hold you, we care for you. Thanks, Claire. So Tracy, for your friend, you and your friend, we hear you, we hold you, we care for you. And Nicole?
Hi, I finally got a dog.
Yay! What's your doggy's name?
His name is October, Toby for short.
Cute.
He's 2 years old and he's perfect.
Yay! We love our perfect 2-year-olds. So cute. Okay. Well, Nicole, we're happy for you that finally got your doggy. It's been a long time. So we hear you, we hold you, and we care for you. Okay, Kathy Hartman just wants to share in the chat. Thanks to so many of you for assistance, rides, food, flowers, birthday presents, company, encouragement, and the great love that this congregation embodies. Tomorrow, something happens. Oh, 3 weeks and I'm healing. Oh, I guess it's been 3 weeks since the surgery and you're healing. Yay. Okay, Kathy, we hear you. We hold you. We care for you. Okay. Thank you, Catherine. I love my blouse too. It's Halloween month, my favorite. Susan, were you holding your hand up? You're muted. Oh, you weren't. Okay, fine. I just caught you out of the corner of my eye. Okay. Does anybody see any hands up? I'm not. Oh, Pedro? Oh, wait a minute. Is that Pedro? My chat's in the way. Sid. You're muted, Sid. You're still muted.
Hello?
There you are. I hear you. Yay. Hello, Sid.
Hi,
My
you
garden
guys.
goddess.
I just want to say it's so lovely to be back. I have missed you all so much. My Unitarian church is not actually up and running here in Waterloo, so it's nice to have some God back in my Sundays, and you all look fabulous. I love you. That's all I have.
Yeah, you too. We love you and we miss you and we hear you and we hold you and we
Thank you.
care for you.
I love that.
Yes, welcome. So glad you're here.
Thank you.
Let's see. 3 new messages. Where are we? Okay. Debbie?
I just want to
Say it loud.
I just want to praise God and thank for a beautiful day and safe trip. Coming here, just thank Him for that, and safe trip when I come back to home, Virginia.
When are you going back, Debbie? You're muted again. Okay, when are you going back?
Thursday.
Okay, well, we will keep you in our hearts and minds, and we hear you, we hold you, and we care for you. And we're really glad that you came. Let's see. Tracy, was there something else?
No.
Okay, let's see. And hey, Sid, yeah. All right. Anyone else? Okay. Well, if that's it, we also send love and support to the world around us. Happiness for the good things that are going on, and there are some good things going on, believe it or not, and concern for things that are not so good that are going on as well. This is life. It's That's the earth, and it's the way we work. So, okay, that's that. Now, in response to that, we have a song, Mother Spirit, Father Spirit.
Mother Spirit, Father Spirit, where are you? In the sky song, in the forest sounds your cry. What to give you, what to call you, what am I? Many drops are in the ocean deep and wide. Sunlight bounces off the ripples to the sky. What to give you, what to call you, who am I? I am empty, time flies from me, what is time? Dreams eternal, fears infernal haunt my heart. What to give you, what to call you, oh my God. Mother Spirit, Father Spirit, take our hearts. Take our breath and let our voices sing our parts. Take our hand and let us work to shape our art.
In this beautiful meditation manual called Walking Toward Morning by the UU minister Victoria Safford, she has a writing called Credo for Now. I believe that whatever else the human purpose may be, that part of it is to notice and to love this universe, to notice and respond with heart and mind and soul and all our sense to the beauty and order of all these living and inanimate things. I believe that those same traits that enable us to love and to notice, those great gifts that distinguish us from other animals, namely reason, will, and passion, might also lead to our destruction. I believe, therefore, that compassion, reverence, and humility are necessary disciplines, survival strategies we have to learn. I believe that no creator fashioned this cosmos and that we cannot know most things. Mystery and ignorance are the rule of life. I believe that the only model or clue available to us is the model of creation itself. What we know empirically is the gorgeous creativity of the unfolding universe, and especially the earth. When we have doubts about our calling, it might be wise simply to imitate the creative impulse of the cosmos, to join with it, to act like stars, which live and shine for no other purpose than to explode and die, contributing their energy to some larger, timeless process. I believe that risk unto death matters, that the creative impulse matters, and that art and childbearing and teaching and ethics all matter. I believe that the suffering and death of living things is part of a grand and natural cycle, tragic only because we alone among the animals are so aware of mortality and time. Death is not a part of happiness at all, but it makes clear the urgency of joy. This is all for now, today, this afternoon, so far. So a credo is something that I'm inviting all of you to consider creating for yourselves in a class that will start on November 7th called Building Your Own Theology. I know that many years ago when I walked into a Unitarian Universalist church, I felt an intuitive, almost immediate sense of homecoming. And I loved these people that I didn't even know yet. But I had no idea what the theology was. It didn't really interest me so much as that I had found a place where I could close the gap between my values and my outer life. And obviously it meant the world to me because I became a Unitarian Universalist minister, and I truly call my ministry with Namakwa a dream come true. And so in my last year with you, I've decided the classes that I would like to offer are Building Your Own Theology, the first one where you create a credo, and then the second one will start sometime in the winter and go through spring and explore some additional questions. So a credo is what you give your heart to. So it's much more a matter of feeling and emotion and intuition than it is intellect. But we are people who are gifted with reason. And so our reason is part of our experience. And I get a kick out of Victoria's ending to her credo, which indicates that we all change. The only thing constant is change. And our beliefs can stay permanent if we continue to see them validated by our experience. But Unitarian Universalism is an open, evolving faith. All you are is welcome here, including your doubts and your questions. And I sincerely hope that many of you will want to take this journey with me this year to build your own theology and find out what it is that you believe. So that's it for now, for today, for this morning.
Thank you, Laurel. So now it's time for us to take up our collection. It wouldn't be a church if we didn't do that. So Claire will put a link to donate in the chat, and there it is right now. To explain, each quarter we donate half of our collection plate to a local nonprofit whose mission and vision dovetails with our own. This multiplies the effect that we can have on the community at large. This time, the Social Justice Ministry has chosen the food bank for Larimer County. So please be generous as you listen to the offertory, Jesus is Just All Right by the Doobie Brothers, whom I got to see on Monday night. Ha! Enjoy. Thanks, Claire. I love that, of course. And now to bless our offering, repeat after me with your, still muted. We dedicate ourselves and these our offerings to the vision of this congregation, which is to radiate love, peace, and justice. As together we work to grow beloved community. Now, because what each of us knows about God is a piece of the truth, I will share with you this little piece. And I'm going to be talking about the free and responsible search for truth and meaning, the Unitarian Universalist principle number 4. So first, this is a public service announcement. Don't let anyone tell you to change the way you pizza. Yes, I said pizza. You cannot change the way you pizza. Why? Because you cannot pizza. You can order, buy, bake, eat, share, smell, taste, pick up, deliver, refrigerate, freeze, or reheat a pizza. East Coast folks can fold pizza, but you cannot pizza. Pizza is a noun, a thing. Nouns don't perform actions, verbs do. There seems to be a trend lately of using nouns as verbs. While there are some nouns that do serve as verbs, like covenant, promise, worship, and service, this is not something we can just decide to do. There are rules. Before you fall into that trap, seek out the truth and meaning of words and use them wisely. This has been a public service announcement from one of your local linguists. Which brings us to the matter at hand, that fourth Unitarian Universalist principle that tells us that we support one another in a free and responsible search for truth and meaning. Americans are painfully aware that our Constitution guarantees us freedom, but it's up to us to make sure we search responsibly. This involves investigation and critical thinking. In my opinion, critical thinking should be taught in high school, not college. Not everyone can go to college. I didn't attend college until I was in my late 40s. And the class I most value is the one in logic and critical thinking. The value of such an experience and the subsequent avoidance of thought distortions and faulty logic would, I think, bring us all closer together. There, I learned the principle of Occam's razor, that the simplest explanation is usually the right one. The husband did it, almost always, especially if her name is Michelle. Conspiracies are, for the most part, far too complicated to be true. Benjamin Franklin famously said that 3 people can keep a secret if 2 of them are dead. Then there's the ring of truth. You hear something that's meant to be shocking or scandalous. Consider the source. Consider the subject or target. Does this have the ring of truth? Is it believable? Currently, the source of the news is a more important factor even than the subject. One conservative news source, the most popular, is licensed as an entertainment network. Entertainment. And a spokesperson finally admitted that one of its most popular hosts shouldn't be taken seriously. Now, we've all been shocked to find out that celebrities that we admire are accused by highly credible sources of abhorrent behavior. We wish it wasn't true, but truth is not determined by how much we like the accused. We have to be able to consider painful truth. We've also been disgusted by accusations by unreliable and self-serving sources against honorable people. Listen for that ring of truth. Politicians drinking baby blood and sex trafficking from a restaurant basement? Check first for a basement. And then think about just how plausible the whole enterprise is. Come on. In the first place, nobody with a full-time job even has the time for such nonsense, much less the inclination. One weirdo would be shocking, but more than one is just not credible. Think back to what I said about secrets. A politician is going to, or did, raise or lower taxes. Whose? What specific tax? Check. A politician is going to change the Constitution. How? Is this in their purview? Is it possible or probable? Check. If all else fails, follow the money. Who is likely to profit from a belief in what's being said? A capitalist society, and we are, is a double-edged sword and allows for anyone to say anything that will increase their wealth. Before Ronald Reagan, there was a fairness policy that decreed that anything that appeared in any news source had to be fair and balanced. He removed that limitation, and it's the gift that keeps on giving. During the pandemic, folks have gotten really creative, finding and filling needs that we didn't have time to consider prior to this. I saw on a reliable news source recently that teens are teaching seniors how to fact check things they see on social media. Their advice: search Google and see who's actually putting the information out there. If it's unfamiliar, do some deeper checking. See what this person or organization's interest is. Cross-check with other trusted sources. Check Snopes.com. I did and was amazed to find some of the misinformation that's out there. Personally, if what's his toes doesn't say it, what's his toes? I'm sorry. If somebody I trust doesn't say it, it didn't happen, okay? Well, these are all subjects outside of a faith discussion, but the same principles can be applied to our faith journey. Laurel talked about this class she's going to put on called Building Your Own Theology. In this class, we use critical thinking to discern our beliefs. Unitarian Universalism is an oft misunderstood faith. Coming out of the Judeo-Christian tradition, most of us know what we don't believe, but we have a harder time pinpointing what we do believe. I know folks who think we can believe just anything we want to believe, and that without Jesus as Lord, we have no moral compass. I didn't realize that I actually felt that way until, again, a college course taught me otherwise. The next important class I took was in morals. I thought that morals came from the Bible, the 10 Commandments and general wrath of God. With no fear of hell, what's to keep you on the straight and narrow? Again, I highly recommend that folks take a class in morals. It's really quite revealing. People get that idea because we aren't a creedal religion. We aren't told what to believe. We are a covenantal religion, marked by how we covenant or promise to treat one another. Since we also have as one of our principles respect for the independent web of all existence of which we are a part, we believe that anything we do to another, we do to ourselves. If nothing else, this should keep us wanting to treat ourselves and one another kindly. I took the class with Laurel and built my own theology, and here's the credo that I fashioned in 2018. I believe that we all should be working for the greater good of the planet and her inhabitants, animal, mineral, and vegetable, and avoid disruption when at all possible. I believe that we were all put on this planet together to serve her and one another. I believe that the only power that can heal and encourage growth is love, and that love must be chosen. It's not a feeling or something into which we fall. It's a decision. I believe that everything in life is an action item for someone. Individually, we cannot do it all, but we each do what we can. and each of us must do something. I believe in the eternal spirit that never dies. It is pure energy. We cannot create or destroy it. We only have the power to create or destroy corporeal bodies. The spirit lives on and can take on other forms. I believe that life is a musical comedy and that I wouldn't have auditioned otherwise. Granted, I don't have scientific evidence to back all this up. All I have is my many years of experience and intuition and the knowledge that this is my credo and it works for me. To me, it has the ring of truth. It is my truth. We'll delve into that concept at another time. It keeps me centered and focused on what I think is important in life. Nobody else has to accept it. And somewhere inside of each of us is a personal credo. We are a religion of seekers, and we pledge to support one another in our search for truth and meaning. I found that this particular class brings the participants closer together and provides that up close and personal experience of support and compassion as we struggle with our own convictions. We each discover our own credo and respect one another's discoveries. To a great degree, our experience informs our beliefs. At the risk of sounding trite, the goal is to find what works for you, what soothes your soul and helps you live your best life is worthy. At the beginning of our services, we light a chalice, recite words of inspiration, and say, "Come, let us worship together." Many, even longtime UUs, wonder what we mean by that. What exactly do we worship? Creedal religions make it quite obvious what or who is being worshiped, almost always a deity of some sort. Although some of us believe in a God, many of us don't. Being a questioning religion, we take worship down to its linguistic core. Worship comes from the word worthy, and together we explore that which we deem worthy of discussion and contemplation. It's been my experience that language in and of itself is worthy of discussion and contemplation. And in addition to the usage of me, myself, and I urge you to refrain from trying to verb with a noun. Change the way you procure pizza and eat it any way you like. May it be so.
Thank you, Janet. The chalice is extinguished, but its light lives on in the minds and hearts and souls of each of us. Let us carry the flame with us and share it with those we know, with those we love, and with those we have yet to meet. So go now in peace.
And for the benediction, I'm going to read Teachers Everywhere by Amy Zucker Morgenstern. In every person we meet, especially those who cause us discomfort, we find an opportunity for us to grow, to learn, to go further along the path of transformation that is our purpose in life. Every single one is our teacher. May the next week bring you many such moments of meeting that help you become the person you want to be, and may you welcome them with joy. So now enjoy our closing song, Turn the World Around.
We come from the fire, living in the fire, go back to the fire, turn the world around. We come from the water, the sunlight turn the world around. Heart is of the river, body is the mountain, spirit is the sunlight, turn the world around. We are of the Spirit, truly of the Spirit, only can the Spirit turn the world around. Oh, so is life now, so is life. Oh, so is life now, so is life. Oh, so is life now, so is life. Whoa, so is life now, so is life.
It's so interesting that Unitarian Universalism is not a major world religion like Christianity or Judaism or Islam or Baha'i or all of the other ones that have probably many more followers than Unitarian Universalism. But I think part of it is that Unitarian Universalism requires more of us. Instead of being spoon-fed what to believe, we are asking you to see what is true for you based on your experience and to let go and be willing to change when life experiences make you question what it is that you believed before. So it truly is a grown-up religion. And I think that the Building Your Own Theology class is one way that you can explore. As Janet said, most people know what they don't believe. We don't believe in probably an omnipotent, all-powerful God that controls life and us like puppets. But then what is the ultimate reality? I know that there's a spectrum in the Namaqua congregation of people who would identify as being atheists, pagans, Buddhists, Christians, Jews, pantheists, panentheists, humanists. There is just such a rich theological variety among us. And that is one of the delightful things about a class like Building Your Own Theology, is that not only do you get to look inside yourself, but you also get to hear other people and consider what they're saying. But remember, we don't all have to think alike to love alike. And so the class that is Building Your Own Theology, I was going to only do one class starting on November 7th, but I have decided to actually do both of the classes again. So I need to revise the description of the course that will start on November 7th. All of the classes for the first series will be from 1 to 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoons. And it's not every week. You'll see the dates are November 7th, 14th, 21st, 3 dates in December. The last one will be in February. And it is so fascinating that you start by sharing your spiritual autobiography. And I bet unless you've taken the class before, you may not have done a spiritual autobiography before, but it is fascinating, both fascinating to discover your own spiritual autobiography and again to listen to some of the fellow community members in the Namaqua congregation. And then beginning in February and extending through May will be the second series of exploring some profound questions that I personally find fascinating, and I imagine that many of you will also be highly interested in what will unfold over the course of the next year. So I've always considered Unitarian Universalist churches as being seminaries. So seminaries not only for professional ministers like me, who have jumped through a lot of hoops, but for the laity and for all of you who are also theologians. And next week, Claire, our ministerial intern, and I will lift up Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and shed, I think, a more profound light on some of the things that he stood for. Dr. King is one of the heroes of this country. And I think that sometimes it's a more narrow view of taking some of his quotes out of context. He was actually quite a radical figure. And at one point, I think he considered becoming a Unitarian Universalist because there's much in UU theology that he found made sense to him. And so I hope that you'll join Claire and me next week. There is also the weekly meditation class on Thursday morning at 10. And remember to look at the calendar at namaquauu.org to see what other events might be available for you to participate in. And so many blessings to you all as you venture into your breakout rooms to have a little bit of virtual coffee hour and then go off into your Sunday. And I look forward to seeing all of you next week. So take care.